So if I could pick one bag to use for all different occasions, it would be this one. In today's video, we're going to take an in-depth look at this one, the Cabin Zero Military 44 liter. I am W2Best and I make in-depth gear reviews and tutorials, and if you like this kind of content, it would be super nice to see you as a subscriber to this channel. That gives me a ton of motivation to produce new content moving forward. If you want to communicate with me, you can do it either in the comment section below, or you can go to Instagram where I'm also at W2Best. If you want to buy any of these products, I will link them in the description below so you can find them right there. And if you have any other questions, please just post them in the comments below and I will answer as soon as I can. I've been using this bag as my main bag for both everyday life and traveling during the last 2 years. So I have a pretty good idea about what are the good things and the bad things about this bag. And in general, I would just say this is the best bag I have used for its versatility, its lightweight and its price. So if I could pick one bag to use for all different occasions, it would be this one. I bought my first Cabin Zero Military 44 liter exactly 2 years ago from now. And I had been using another one before that, which was called the vintage model. The vintage model I used for about a year, and I really liked it as well, but there were a few things missing that I felt I needed to have to be able to achieve that versatility. And those things are in the Military 44 liter, as you will see in a little bit. The first time I was introduced to Cabin Zero was actually in a pretty hilarious way. I was going away on a trip, and I was just arriving with the airport coach to the airport, and I saw this bag in a distance. And I saw it and I immediately knew I really have to have this bag. It's the perfect kind of bag because it's big enough without looking too bulky. And I really liked the colors of it and that it didn't have a huge logo. So I ran to reach this guy that was having the bag and asked him, what is the brand of the bag? So I got to know that this was Cabin Zero, and on that flight, which was going to Vilnius in Lithuania, I, just before we took off, ordered my first Cabin Zero bag so that I would have it straight away when I got home from the trip. I posted this story on the Cabin Zero Facebook page, and the customer service really liked the story, so they ended up shipping it together with 3 Cabin Zero packing cubes that I have been using almost every single trip I've been going on since then. That's also the kind of effort that make me really appreciate the brand, so I can definitely say that from then on I've been having an extra good eye for Cabin Zero's products. The Military 44 liter that we're gonna look closer on today is a really good bag that is 44 liters obviously, but it doesn't weigh too much. It actually comes in as less than a kilogram, and it doesn't cost too much either. I bought it for exactly 90 euros, but the price has been raised a little bit since then, so it's about 110 euros or $130. Cabin Zero do host sales sometimes, but I think the bags are cheap enough to be worth the full price. You don't need a sale price to be able to get enough value from any of these bags. Let's have a closer look at the exterior of the bag. Here in the top you can see the logo up there, it says Cabin Zero. What I think is interesting to know here is that depending on what color you get, you have a different kind of logo. So this one is printed in white, which I don't like at all as much. I really wish that the black one had it printed in the same blackish or grey color as this blue one has, with the black or dark blue printed onto it. On the outside you also see that you got these molle straps, which is one of the essential features of this bag. Because with the molle straps you can attach other pieces of gear on the outside of the bag. And this is something I don't see in many bags, except bags that look really military. And I don't think this one looked that military compared to many of the other offerings out there. So one setup I would use is this way, with one molle pouch on the outside and then one bottle pouch on the outside. And what is really good with this setup is that you can take this one, put it inside the bag and use it as one of your packing cubes. And then if you need to make space inside, for example to carry groceries or pack something extra for the day, you can just take this one out and put it on outside there. It makes it a really versatile carrying system just because you have those molle straps on the outside. I have only been able to find these molle pouches in black, so I would usually use my black bag when I know I need the molle pouches and leave the blue one behind in that case. On the side of the bag here you got a carrying handle. These side carrying handles are usually the ones I use the least. I just feel like carrying the bag like this is not really my way of carrying a bag, but it's there if you want to use it, and it's there for example when you want to load it up onto the overhead compartment in a flight. On the side here you also have the Okoban tag, which is a tracking system that is part of all Cabin Zero's bags. This one you will register at Okoban's website, and then if somebody finds your bag, you will be able to get it sent back to you because they can track you down from this Okoban code. On the other side we have a water bottle pocket. It's not a huge one, but it comfortably fits a clean canteen bottle, and it's got some stretch in it, so you could probably fit a bigger bottle in there as well, but not a lot of space. In the top of the bag we also have one of the carrying handles, similar to the one on the side, and we have adjustments for the main straps that you put on your shoulders. I don't use these that much, but it's good that they're there so that you have the option to adjust the fitting of the bag. This is something that, for example, is not part of Cabin Zero's vintage line that I was using before I got this bag. On the back side, which is the side that is facing your back, you got quite a bit of padding here. I used the Cabin Zero vintage model before, which has almost no padding at all, and this was one of the reasons I wanted to switch up to the Military 44 instead. The padding here is definitely enough so that you don't have to have something that stabilizes your load on the inside. However, if you put a computer in there that stabilizes in the back, and then you have this phone here, it's a perfect combination and it gives a really good load capacity to the bag. Down here you also have a hip strap, which is really handy when you're carrying much heavier things. For example, when I'm traveling or when I'm buying a huge load of groceries, I would be using this to offload a bit of weight onto my hips. Here you also have a chest strap, which I normally don't use that much, but it is good to know that it is there. You both have hip strap and chest strap on this bag. It is adjustable as well, and you could take it off and place it on one of these loops here to make it sit just where you want it to. Last but not least, on the outside there is one extra pouch, and this is the big outside pouch. It is big enough to fit a 15-inch laptop. However, I did try to fit a 17-inch laptop in it, which did not work. There is nothing else in this compartment, it's just a big and very plain compartment that you can put stuff that you need quick access to. Moving on to the inside of the bag. As you can see here, it opens up like this, which I find to be very important. When a bag would open up from the side, like some clamshell bags does nowadays, it's much harder to use it as an everyday bag. Because I would want to be able to open it up quite a lot like this, but when I need quick access to something, I just want to open it in the top and reach down, or open it from the side and reach in from the side. So for me, the opening from the top is actually a big plus. On the inside here, the bag is very plain. We've got a little holder here which can take a laptop, and it holds a 15-inch laptop very comfortably, or a 17-inch laptop as well, so there is a lot of space in this compartment. However, it's not padded at all in any direction except the padding towards the back there that I was looking at before. So make sure that you have some extra padding on your laptop so that it's not being hurt when you put it into that compartment. On the opposite side here, we got one mesh pocket that zips up and that can hold items that you need quick access to as well. And then we got another compartment down here that also zips up. And this one I feel is a little bit too far down when you fill the bag up. So you don't really have that quick access to that pocket. Except that there is nothing in this bag, which you might see as something negative. But remember that one of the reasons it's so lightweight is just because there's not that many compartments and not that much padding in the different parts of the bag. I have made a few videos before about how much you can pack into a Cabin Zero. One was about grocery shopping, and then one was a regular travel video from when I was out interrailing and showcased what I was packing and how I was organizing it. I will make sure to link both of those videos in the description down below so you can check them out. But regardless, I want to make a few examples of how I pack the Cabin Zero in my everyday life. Before the pandemic times, I would sometimes go to DJ at one of the jazz clubs here in town. When I do that, I need to bring my records, and this is actually the perfect bag to bring records along. My packing would then be one pair of dance shoes, as you can see here, and then a huge set of records which fits no problem at all. This is, I would say, maybe 35 vinyl records, and it just fits that comfortably. And it's not making the bag completely full, and it's actually not too heavy to carry, even though you got this much heavy stuff in it as well. It really lifts the load in a good way, and you're able to carry something as heavy as records when going to a DJ set. Time for another real-life unpacking example. I was at my ex's place yesterday and picked up a few of my belongings, and I will just unpack the stuff that is in the bag now so you can see what it holds. As you can see here, it's far from full. I can really squeeze it down, and it would have, like, I could have put a bunch more stuff in it compared to the stuff that I have now, which is really impressive, I have to say, considering what is in here. This is the look of the Cabin Zero, packed up with my work computer, with my running clothes, a water bottle, and 1 week's worth of groceries that I picked up on the way home from work. I think it looks like a pretty comfortable day bag still, right? It's definitely not too bulky. And as you can see here, it's also not completely filled up. These were the groceries that I packed in the bag in this example. And these were the other items that I packed in the bag at the same time. One of the main things with a bag that is in this kind of size is that sometimes they look too big to be able to use as an everyday carry bag. And also, if they open up like a travel suitcase, it's not really practical to use them as an everyday carry bag. Therefore, the top opening of the Cabin Zero is really good. Because of this setup, when I'm traveling, I would usually bring a few packing cubes, pack them up fully, install them in the bottom of the bag, and then when I come to my destination, I would unpack the packing cubes, put them into an available wardrobe, and then use the bag as everyday carry. And for me, this is a really smooth way of traveling, and it has been working perfectly for anything from a business trip to a 1-month interrail trip around Europe. It also works pretty well to use this bag for outdoor usage. I haven't used it a lot for hiking or trekking, but I've done a few shorter trips with it. And it holds a lot, and then you can strap more things on it using a strap like this or a few straps like this. I would say that it really holds up for this kind of use case as well. But the main thing about this bag, I really have to say, is that it is a bag that weighs around 1 kilo, but that can comfortably load 10 kilos and still not be uncomfortable on your back. And that includes a hip strap and a waist strap to kind of distribute the load a bit more. Those are some really important points for me when it comes to a backpack, and these are major reasons why I decided to get another one of the Cabin Zero Military 44 liter. And one of the things I think is a main thing with the Cabin Zero bags is they are kind of an underdog compared to a lot of other bags. There are a lot of bags in the collection that I don't really like that much, mainly because of the looks. But the military bag, the vintage bag, and a few other ones are really good, and they are lightweight, they don't cost too much, and they last for a very long time. They come with a 10-year warranty that you can even extend into a 25-year warranty. A 25-year warranty is a pretty good claim to say that these bags will last for a long time. To conclude this review, I think that the Cabin Zero Military is really one of the best bags you can buy out there. I think one of the few but also quite obvious cons with it is that the looks of it is quite street or quite non-formal, if you will. So you're not gonna wear this with any kind of jacket. And I sometimes like wearing a little bit fancier jackets, and then I don't think it's appropriate to wear something like this bag together with a more formal coat, for example. Because this is a 44 liter bag, it is too big to qualify as, you know, the small bag that some of the airlines have started introducing. A small bag is a bag that will easily fit under the seat in front of you, so that you don't need to put the bag up in the overhead compartment. This bag does not qualify for the measurements of that, but since it's a soft bag and it really squeezes together quite well, you can definitely just not pack it up fully and still make it fit into the small bag criteria. And when you carry the bag on your back, most of the time you won't be checked. So this is a really big plus. It fits excellent under the seat in front of you, even if it's really filled up. But if you want to be on the safe side, just don't pack it up that much. Except that, I honestly think there are no real cons to the bag. It is incredibly versatile, and I'm happy to use it every single day. And I am using it every single day. If you want to know anything more about this bag, then please ask any questions in the comments below, and I will make sure to get back to you as quickly as possible. I am W2Best, I make in-depth gear reviews and tutorials, and I will see you in the next video. Have a really nice day. Bye bye!